What's up, guys? Today we're in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and I'm hungry. Today I'm at a local restaurant, and if you open any menu at any place that calls itself traditional, you'll find something surprising inside. Pizzas, pastas, fugazzettas, milanesa. How could it be that in the heart of this Spanish-speaking South American nation, that this food not only be normal, but traditional? Today, that's what we're gonna find out. Let's look at some of Argentina's most celebrated people. Lionel Messi, Diego Maradona, Mauro Icardi, Angel Di Maria, and the Catholic Church's most celebrated figure, Jorge Mario Bergoglio. What do they all have in common? Italian last names. To understand today's Argentina, we need to go to the early days of the Republic. As many know, Argentina is a direct descendant of the Spanish Empire. Its Italian heritage is something that's often overlooked. While some Italians made their way to Argentina, starting as early as the mid-1700s, a mass migration of Italians, mostly from southern Italy, took place starting in 1880. From 1880 to 1920, nearly 2 million Italians immigrated to Argentina, bringing their food, culture, language, and traditions. At this time, Buenos Aires hosted nearly 300,000 native Italians, almost 25% of the total population. Some parts of Argentina at this point were becoming so Italian that in 1882, after a lengthy strike with the government, the neighborhood of La Boca in Buenos Aires officially seceded from Argentina, and the rebels raised the Genoese flag signifying their allegiance to the land that they came from. This was immediately torn down personally by the president of Argentina at the time, but this was exactly a show of Argentinian national identity that was happening in the country at the time. In the years following, Argentina has become a melting pot of Italian and Spanish culture. This created the Argentina that we find today, a place where almost 63% of the population has Italian roots, nearly 25 million people. If you come to a traditional Argentinian cafe, just like this one, you'll notice that even the drinking culture here is incredibly Italian. Argentinians are in love with Italian drinks, whether it's martini, Campari, Aperol, these all make part of the Argentinian bar culture. The drink that Argentinians are particularly in love with is this drink called Fernet Branca, and we have a beautiful bottle here. 75% of all sales of Fernet Branca internationally go directly to Argentina, with most of those being served in the major cities of Buenos Aires or Cordoba. Salute! Here in Argentina's central square, Plaza de Mayo, you'll see many examples of Italian architecture, from the various government buildings surrounding the square to this big guy, Casa Rosada, which was built by a very beloved Italian architect, Francesco Tamburini. On the building's front facade, you can see great examples of neoclassical Italian and French style architecture, from the statues here to these very Roman columns. Buenos Aires' most famous Italian building is probably Palacio Barolo, a unique office building in the heart of the city. Luis Barolo, the owner and an Italian immigrant, commissioned the construction of the palace with his idea of making a mausoleum for the Italian poet Dante. Barolo believed, as many did at the time, that Europe would be destroyed by war, and he felt it crucial to relocate important relics of history to where they would be safe in Latin America. Not only is this Italian heritage preserved in the architecture, but it's also preserved in the country's language.
Yeah, so some words they use here in Argentina come straight from Italian. They translate it kind of to Spanish, like laburo, that means work. In Spanish would be trabajo. They use laburo, comes from lavoro. And another one they use here for slang purposes is birra, comes from birra, beer in Italian instead of cerveza, which would be the Spanish word. And here's another one. I'm not sure how to translate it to Spanish, but they use fiaca, which is when you're really tired and want to do anything. That's an Italian word, and they use it here very often.
So from the food to the architecture, the history to the language, Italy has truly left its mark on this South American nation. The next time you're in Argentina, make sure to order an aperitivo, order a slice of your favorite pizza, and watch an aggressive soccer game like the locals do, with passione. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and we'll see you on the next one. Hasta luego.